Welcome in, race fans. It is a wonderful Monday night for a race. Tonight we are bringing you Brooke versus Oxcat. We are in the elimination bracket stage now of the Earthbound Super Series Boogey tournament. And so one of these racers will be moving on to the next round and the other will be seeing next time. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Doing pretty well, and we are beginning the countdown. Good luck to both our runners. Prediction has started. Everyone get your gamba on. Little stats on our runners. During Swiss, Brooke got a 3-1 win-loss record, averaging a time of 109.47. Oxcat coming in with a 1-3 record and an average time of 116.35. But anything can happen. We saw the other night, we had almost a huge upset with Satake almost beating Lantro. Lantro getting a very good bit of RNG at the end to barely scrape through. And Peen Train with a big old raid. Welcome in. It is a huge Peen raid. There was a robot in front of the door. Did you sing the song? You're supposed to sing the song so you don't get the robot in front of the door. All right. Our runners have taken control. They are grabbing the cracked bat. And they're both remembering to equip it. It was not my intent to imply there was a skill issue in not singing the song. All right, both our runners have gone up the hill and talked to Pokey. Looking about dead even on pacing. Really nothing happens in these first couple of minutes. It's just a matter of walking and trying to not bonk on terrain and while making pathing as efficient as possible. You can gain or lose like maybe a couple seconds here, but it's nothing that's going to remain relevant once the game starts for real. Or will it? We've had some very close races. Right now we've got some bets in on Oxcat and none on Brooke. Get your gamba on if you're interested in such things. This is a weirdly lopsided bet right now. we're going to be leaving the house shortly. Brooke goes behind the couch, so does Ox. Alright, now we begin the hill climb. The game begins for real. See, Brooke has a snake out of the gate. Oh, and a dog has to despawn that dog. Ox getting the same snake, it's stuck on a tree, it's fine. Brooke having to stutter to... Oh, this is annoying. Now she has to despawn that dog, but she has to do it slowly because she has to stutter to not get caught by the snake. And she's kind of getting put in a corner. You know, Ox has also run into a snake. So not ideal hill climbs on either side right now. Brooke keeps getting these 5% spawns after the snake. And now this 5% dog. This is kind of a pincer here. Brooke's gonna have to fight the dog. And it's not even the 100% dog. Ox at least fought the snake on the 100% spawn plate and has progressed further up the hill. So Ox being the first one to reach Picky, about 5:30 mark. If you have a real good hill climb, you can make it right around the 5-minute mark. So doing it in 5:30 with a fight is pretty decent. Brooke's still struggling with these 5% spawn plates. Alright, she finally makes it up. So she'll be reaching Picky about 30 seconds behind. That 30-second lead could be made quickly irrelevant, depending on what Starman Jr. decides to do. Starman Jr. is the first little tutorial boss fight. It is complete RNG. It all depends on how hard Buzz decides to hit. Nothing we do, no actions we take are particularly relevant in that fight. Starman Jr. has 200 hit points. Buzz can hit from anywhere from 30 to 150, depending on which attack he uses, and whether Starman Jr. guards or not. And then Starman Jr. also has a very slow attack animation with PSI Fire, and faster animations with PSI Freeze. And guard turn has no animation at all, so a lot of variables in this fight and how long it takes. And none of it's in your control. So the idea is to kill him in 2 cycles. Buzz taking 2 hits to kill him, and Oxcat gets 57 on the first roll of 200. That's not ideal. Could get lucky with a smash here. Could still 2 cycle. Oh, 30. That's about as gross as it gets. At least there's no animation on that guard. Meanwhile, Brooke getting 116 for a first hit. So, yeah, RNG has basically put these runners even with each other right away. Yeah, Brooke takes down Starman Jr. first. Just got better hits. RNG giveth and RNG taketh away. There's the smash Oxcat needed. Now both runners through, Buzz Buzz. Now we enter hopefully more skill-based parts of the game. I suppose it balances out all the gross 5% spawns that Brooke got. She had the grosser hill climb, but the better Starman fight. I saw Ox attempt the stutter past the Buzz Buzz plot trigger here. It is nearly impossible to do without TAS, but I respect the attempt. But yes, technically it is possible to get out of this house, technically, without talking to Buzz Buzz and without getting the Sound Stone, and it doesn't affect anything. I mean, not in Boogey percent you don't. And, you know, technically I don't think it interferes with anything in Glitchless either if you don't have it. I think you could still collect melodies. Alright, Brooke has gotten the Mr. Baseball cap. Our good friend has given us his most cherished possession. We're gonna try it on for a bit, and then decide we'd rather have cold hard cash. We'll swap it for a cheap replica and pocket the difference. And then spend it on a cheap bracelet. So if the Brainstone helps you use your brain, what does the Soundstone do? Alright, Brooke has entered the first pogo fight. Smashes this guy down. Takes very little damage herself. Ooh, can she iframe into the arcade in time? She can. Alright, first pogo can be a little dangerous if he keeps charging forward and Ness decides to miss a bunch. Yeah, no real problems for Ox either. Being a little rough to Brooke, the second pogo, but she gets through. Second pogo is much less dangerous with the level up, and Yes Man Jr. is even less dangerous. Ox also getting beat up a little bit, will probably eat that bread roll. Ooh, Brooke got a bag of fries drop that lets her enter the Frank fight with full HP, or full PP. Full of both, really. Ox is gonna have to heal here, and it's gonna be lower on PP for the Frank fight. Brooke also gets a smash on Frank. So pretty fast Frank fight for Brooke. Yeah, we're full of fries. You know, Ox is getting hit by these knives. It has to dip into the burger. She's already out of pee-pee. Risks it on the bread roll, does not get punished. Gets back to full HP from that. Because Frank skipped the damage turn. Alright, Ox is through Frank, and Brooke has finished Frankenstein Mark II. No real problems for either our runners, other than Ox has used some burgers up. Frankenstein much less dangerous than Frank. We've gotten another level, and he's scripted to only hit every other turn, so it's really easy to predict when you need to heal. Ox about 40 seconds behind Brooke right now. Low roll on the burger, apparently. Didn't heal for as much as it should have. Both runners now going to get the key to the shack and begin giant step. We'll see what slug grind method our runners employ. Both of our runners have I don't want to say a penchant for alternative strategies, but I know both of these runners enjoy interesting strategies sometimes. Just for the novelty, if nothing else. We'll see if we see some interesting things attempted. But we need 22 slugs. We're gonna fight 22 attack slugs in this next section because we need to grind to get PSI, Rocket, and Alpha. Because we just need that AoE attack for the boss. Because he's a huge jerk and comes with 2 healing minions, and he'd be bad enough without those. Little fumble on the withdrawal for Ox, gonna take a little more time. Yeah, Brooke is trying to get some slug spawns here, see if she has the Stanky Obama setup. Perhaps, where she will only have to fight single slugs and just auto-win them all. There's slugs there, but no auto-win. I think maybe she just, maybe she's also just trying to just progressively spawn slug packs as she proceeds forwards on floor 1. I think she mentioned that as an idea at one point. The meta strat for this is to get a mouse stuck on terrain and then just re-trigger its spawn plate repeatedly when it's no longer able to spawn a second mouse. No, Brooke is going to keep trying for slugs right here. I think she was hoping to be able to iframe past the mice, but now the slugs are behind the mice. And she's fighting a mouse. You know, Ox getting a pair of slugs to fight. Which is not the most awkward. Oh wait, okay. So Ox kind of has the Stinky Obama setup I was talking about, except they're coming in pairs, and it might just be because if the slugs just happen to be close enough together, they just do that sometimes. But Ox is not going to continue to try to spawn another pack and see if it works the next time. So Ox has moved on. This is the plate where we go for the mouse stuck setup. Gets more slugs instead of a mouse, which is fine. Slugs are what we want. Brooke, I'm not sure if she wanted to fight that mouse or not. She is on an odd count. And so fighting a mouse gets her back to even. The optimal strategy is to get 4 4-packs and then go upstairs and fight a 6-pack, which only spawns at the top of this room on your way out to get 22 exact Cs. But that's depending on, you know, a lot of good RNG that it's not guaranteed. Ox has hit level 10. I think that means she started with a pair. No, she got 2 pairs, so I think she's at 12 slugs right now. So it should be 16 for Ox, I believe. And I'm not sure where Brooke is at. I think Brooke might be at 18. Brooke's fighting another mouse. The mice don't give much more experience than the slugs do, and they only come in packs of 1, which is not great. But they can. It is faster to fight a mouse than a whole other 4-pack if all you need is the mouse. Ooh, Ox is a mouse and an Antoid. The Antoids are the real problem in this area because they can heal and they can call for help. Ox taking this 4-pack. This is probably the last one for her. Brooke is maybe. I didn't see if she got level 8 or not. She's auto-winning this ant, so she must have. Unless that was a slug. Another mouse fight for Brooke. Okay, that one was for level 8. So both the runners now trying just to get out of here. So we're basically neck and neck again. Just trying to stutter past these ants. They both get away with it. And we're gonna refill our PP with these butterflies. And then hopefully we get into the Titanic ant fight with no other encounters on the way. Brooke having to stutter past this Antoid. Ox gets it clean. More stuttering in the next room. Looks like they're both gonna get through fine. Gross pattern there for Brooke. Ox stuttering past the singleton, manages it. Good stuttering by both runners. And yeah, we're basically gonna have 2 simultaneous ants. So we're gonna deploy our rockins and hopefully get some good rolls. 60 and 76 for Brooke and Oxcat respectively. Middling to mediocre. Second one is 55 for Ox. That's pretty gross. Brooke about to deploy her second one. Does not get magneted hard enough to print it. 48. So this is not great for either runner. They both have about 100 HP to go. Ooh, Ox takes an ant crit. Can she heal in time? No, Ox is gonna take a death. Oh, you hate to see it. Oof. That will be a significant setback for Ox, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Brooke is hanging in there. Oh, also gets the smash. Oh my god, we have 2 ant death. Oh wow, whoa! She managed to heal. It must have already been queued up. Or is she... No, she outsped. Okay. Wow, that was lucky. Oh my god, Brooke is through. That was wild. But yeah, fast menuing and a lucky outspeed. Brooke managed to eat a burger at the last possible moment and pulls through with the 24-minute at the 24-minute mark. Ox will have to climb back through again. At least dying to a smash fairly early in the fight. She doesn't have to buy a whole new set of burgers. But this is still a pretty significant time loss to have to recover from. Ox stuttering her way past a whole ensemble of mice. Meanwhile, Brooke is going to make her way towards the cop gauntlet. Ox gets a fight at the top of the rope. It's an auto win, though. Just steps on this ant, gets past it. We have another fight, though. That one's going to be a pair. No auto winning that. One of them is a slug, and she can just rock in them anyway, so why bash it out? Brooke is going to buy more burgers. She's got the safety. She's got the lead, so may as well get another burger for safety. We're no longer running for average time now that we're out of Swiss rounds. It's just straight win-loss. So if you have a substantial lead, you may as well take some of the extreme safety strats. Brooke beginning cop gauntlet right as Ox is reaching ant attempt number 2. First PSI rockin' hits for 83, it's about average. Meanwhile, Brooke's dealing with some crushing chops. Ooh. Ox gets magneted, but does not get magneted again, so she keeps her second rockin', hits for 89. So about average. Yeah, these cops are being kind of rough on Brooke. Ox also dealing with some ant bites. Oh, big smash, and that's going to take the ants out. Ox behind by 3 minutes, 40 seconds, about. That's a pretty substantial lead that Brooke has, but, you know, it's not over yet. Anything can happen still. Someone has to walk through PRV again, and that lead can be gone. Also, these cops are being kind of rough. Brooke has eaten her last burger. Risking a bash on 48. Outspeed, so it works. Alright, so Brooke does have 2 rockins still, but it remains to be seen if she's going to actually use that, because she's got nothing left in the tank if one of them whiffs. First one hits for 94. That's pretty good on strong. Second one should, if it hits, should be enough. 74. Yep. Brooke out with a sub 29 1-net. That's pretty good. In a race setting, anything under 30 for 1-net is a great time. Yeah, bashing on 48 definitely could have ended much worse if there'd been another crushing chop. Like, she'd have won the fight, but then she'd have rolled into strong with, like, 16, 17 hit points. And might not have been able to get a heal off in time. But we were not punished for it. Sometimes risks pay off. It's all a matter of calculated risk assessment. Ox heading into her cop gauntlet now. Meanwhile, Brooke is going to go into the department store. She's going to withdraw a bunch of money and set up a death warp save for later. James says no egg means it wasn't a high risk scenario. That's terrible. You should be ashamed, and I'm proud of you. Withdrew 500. I don't know if that's enough to be able to not have to use the ATM again to get money to revive Paula later. Aerofram subscribing. 37 months. This is on to fourth cop right now. So we got some burgers. Ox also looks like got a skip sandwich while she was inside Giant Step. He gets through fourth cop with 55 HP, 25 PP, and a couple burgers left. So pretty good shape for being able to double rock and strong safely. Yep, she's gonna start with, oh, it is actually her last burger, but gets the full HP. Strong's just kind of standing there. Yep, just takes these rockins, goes down. Real easy strong fight. So Ox out at 32:30. So still about a 3.5 minute time difference. Yeah, Oxwat's confirming 500 isn't enough to not have to withdraw a second time after the death warp. Though, I mean, that's a pretty minor time loss, hitting the ATM again. It's not a huge deal. Ooh, Ox, that's kind of tight. I don't know about that one. We used a skip sandwich to scooch on past it. Right, unpunished. Brooke has already gone on and peeked at the pencil statue, is going back for the pencil eraser now. So I guess Farcade was kind to her, because she's been through it twice already. I wasn't really paying that close of attention. And Brooke's gonna buy a skip sandwich. Planning to maybe do what Ox just did inside Pizza Rust Valley to a robot or a sprout or a UFO. Yeah, no stealth hippies on Brooke's side. The path behind the buildings is generally safer, but there is a spawn plate where you can just have a hippie behind the school that you can't even see until he's on top of you. Ooh! Ox nearly jumped by a canine officer outside Apple Kid's house. Was able to get away with some fast response. Yeah, the stealth hippie is pretty rare, but it sucks when it happens. Alright, Brooke getting a pretty clean middle section here. You can get some real nasty pincers in this part in particular. But it's mostly empty. Just has to despawn that one little UFO. Yeah, it's a pretty clean walk. Ox also having a pretty clean walk up to her first pencil eraser peak, or pencil statue peak, I should say. Brooke getting menaced by some plant spawns now. Brooke gets her second butterfly. We take 2 butterflies, healing after the first, and then we're at full HP and PP. It's much faster than sleeping in a hotel. Brooke has a bit of a plant pincer now. Has to go forward to despawn the back spawn, and then she can go back to despawn the one in front of her. That's just how PRV goes sometimes. Oof. And now we have robots and UFOs, and this is gross. This is real gross. She might have to take a fight here. No, she manages to despawn the ones behind her again. It's not even in a good position to get by with a skip sandwich. Okay, this time, this might work. That tree didn't react as we scooched by it, so Brooke gets through. That snake wants, that first snake wanted to die. She started past it, but then a second snake jumped in front of her. So she will not keep her RE points. Yeah, Brooke definitely does not have enough to go revive Paula after the death warp, so she's gonna spend her money on croissants. Croissants do make for a less awkward healing amount. In the car painter fight, he hits for up to 55 and Croissant heals you for 60. The free options are heal you for 24 and 80 respectively, and that's a little more awkward. The free options being the bananas and eggs you can steal at the stand. Ox struggling a bit in the fart cave here with these door spawns. And Brooke's gonna begin the cabin fight. Cultists are real nasty to fight in this game. You can't run from them, whether it's a scripted account or not, and they can call for help. And you can just get in a situation where you just say, buy more cultists than you can handle. And that's why we're rocking them down quickly. Fortunately, does not one-shot either one of them. Makes us have to use a second rocket instead of bashing the second one out. We would like to save as much PP as possible for the Carpainter fight. There's no reliable PP recovery once we leave the Peaceful Rest Valley. Save for a very slow hotel stay. Which technically she could afford, actually, with the lead she has. But it's not really worth it, just because she used 2 Rockins. If she'd had to use 3, that fight got really badly, I might consider it in her shoes. You know, Ox having a pretty good walk through PRV. Doesn't look like she's had any real problems. Does have some plants here. Gets that tree. Oh, but the sprout got her on the other side. That's unfortunate. You know, Brooke had a call for help, has to use her 3rd Rockin. Oh, now we have Cultist C and no more Rockins. This could be what Oxcat needs, but she's got her own problems. Okay, Brooke does survive the fight. You know, Ox runs away. Did cost her some PP. The Ox entering happy without full PP could be a little dangerous. Alright, Brooke entering Carpainter. Carpainter is another scripted fight, kind of like Frankenstein. So we can predict when we need to heal. We're really hoping for these lightning attacks to reflect. Our 1 rocket hits for 79, about average. Ooh, there's a good reflect. Yep, Brooke bashes it out with exits with 21 hit points. Gets 24 after level up. That's real good, because we want to have low HP after this fight, because we're going to do the Death Warp next. And the lower HP she leaves this fight with, the faster that Death Warp happens. Alright, Oxcat going to enter her cabin fight. Already down a little bit of PP. So hopefully she only has to use the 1 rock in here. Ooh, we have a Cultist C already. That's not great. Does not kill any of them with a 1-shot. We really need this last Rockin' to wipe them all out. And it does. Alright, so Ox now has no PP left. Doesn't really have a choice but to just hope that that next Cultist fight goes okay. Unless she gets a lucky butterfly out here. She's gonna steal some eggs. So she has the healing options. She's gonna skip sandwich past this cultist. Brooke getting into her Death Warp mole fight. And it's just gonna make itself feel strange. Okay, Paula goes down first. Can be a little awkward because Paula can just attack for one and knock the mole out of confusion if necessary. Ness does a lot more damage than that. Ooh, Ox gets a big smash on the cultist. Gets through the fight with very low HP. Got some back on the level up. Brooke is through her Death Warp. That went pretty well. I didn't see if Ox healed with a banana or an egg. I'm probably banana with the HP she was at. So Ox would really like to see a fast car painter here. It's gonna be hard without the PP. We really need those reflects. We did get one rocket back on the level up, so there's that. Ooh, kind of a weak rockin'. There's a reflect. Should be pretty close here. Just needs to bash a couple times. Oh, but car painter is dodging. Come on. You don't. Ox eating the egg. Never mind. Car painter blew himself up before we ate that egg, so Ox is gonna get out with good HP as well. Only 15. Now Ox is gonna go do her Death Warp while Brooke is going to get the Everdread. It's gonna give us some money. We're gonna do some chores, see some cutscenes. Brooke opts for the right theater. It's a safer way to do it. You can save about a second doing left theater, but if you do it wrong, then you waste 15 getting pickled. We got the Runaway 5 music coming up. Everyone get your dance emotes ready. Ox gets pretty good mole RNG through her Death Warp. We'll be doing all the chores that Brooke just did. See what bus Brooke opts for. I'm betting on a right bus. I think Brooke is a right bus type of person. Right theater, but right bus. You know, I comment on the bus, and then I actually didn't actually look at see what bus she did. I'm sure it was the right bus, though. I was looking at all the cool emotes in chat. Ooh, Ox gets jumped by a hippie. Tried to skip sandwich away, but just got caught on that fence. Oh, Paula's gonna go down. She does not have to revive Paula though, because we did take her back to see her dad already. And it doesn't matter that we got her murdered again just outside her house. Still, it's unfortunate that we didn't at least get PSI fire from that fight. Meanwhile, Brooke's now in 3'd, gonna go through the graveyard, get her plot trigger. Graveyard is either usually completely clean or super gross, and not much in between. This one's looking clean. Nope, never mind, there's a ghost. Just the one. Ooh, low roll on the freeze. Meanwhile, we're gonna listen to the Runaway 5 again on Ox's side. So get your dance emotes out again. We're gonna listen to this music a second time. So single ghost is not the worst fight you can take here. And now Brooke will have, Brooke got levels on Paula, so she'll have PSI fire. That can come in handy later for the final 10 fight. Tiny little ghost is one of the worst statuses you can get, but it's about to go away, so it's fine. So Brooke gets jumped right around 53 minutes. That's a good Boogey tent face made entirely out of punctuation marks in chat. Yeah, tiny little ghost. It can make you lose turns, which really can disrupt if you need a boss fight to happen a specific way, and then it doesn't, you can just die. But fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. Alright, Brooke has entered winners. Maxwell is wasting our time with this key that she knows doesn't work. Oop. Brooke meant to drop the spray can. Use it instead. Or maybe she doesn't want to drop the spray can because she didn't try to drop it again. Maybe she figures that the money, since she's got this lead, if she manages to keep this lead, she'll use that money to buy some safety items for the tent fight. Which is a good idea. Because as we are now out of Swiss rounds, our time average no longer means anything. As long as they're faster than our opponent, that's the only thing that matters. Ox strongly with this ghost. Also gonna fight the ghost. But does not have freeze anymore because Paul is already down, so this is actually scarier, and it calls for help. These ghosts are fast too. It is possible to run away at this point, but it's very low chance. Ooh. And did, wow. 1 HP. So Ox unfortunately not going to gain any time on Brooke with the graveyard, but at least didn't lose more. Monkey already being a jerk on Brooke's side, forcing us into this crow fight, and it stole the egg. The crow stole the damn egg. Oh, we got a cookie back instead. You know what's better than a cookie? An egg. That's a net negative. Be ashamed. But I am proud of you for that. So instead of a safety dog, we got an unsafety crow. We have lost our one safety item. But, you know, if we do take it to the first proto, it's not like we go back particularly far. It costs about a minute, but Brooke has several minutes of lead to spare at this point. Meanwhile, we have our first Tessie of the race. Get your Tessies in chat. And hopefully Bubble Monkey's appetite for evil has been sated already. Ox also keeping the spray can, which is interesting. Brooke gets into the first proto fight. Ooh, it hits for 11. It's gross. And then for 9. This could be... Oh, and a miss. We're gonna go on to defense strats. By defending, we can run up the turn count of the fight. Ooh. We end up taking the death anyway. But if you run up the turn count, it becomes easier to run away. And while it's slower to do it that way, and then you are still at level 1, you are at least out of the fight instead of fighting Proto C. Or taking the death, which we end up taking anyway, but... So a bit of a time loss for Brooke. She should be fine unless that happens like 3 more times. Which we do have Proto B already. We are on to defense strats again. Ox also almost getting into a crow fight, but Monkey just scooched real quick past that crow. Alright, Brooke did get away. So first proto is done with. Even if we die again, we don't have to deal with first proto again. But we are still level 1. We're going to try a skip sandwich skip past the crow. Or the duck, I mean. Did not work. I guess she bought that in the drugstore. That must be what she used the spray can for. Monkey gets us into second proto fight. This monkey will not see heaven. And we have our second testy of the race over on Ox's side. Alright, so pretty rough brick road for Brooke, but she is through it and onto the pond cave now. Entering at about 103. Brooke finally getting a clean start to this room, and it's pretty much clean all the way through until the end. She's gonna despawn this stuff. Why take the risk? That was high enough, she's gonna stutter past this one. Does want that safety burger. Is she gonna get in trouble for it? No, she gets away. She stutters out of there. Brooke into the safety room now, or the second room now. It's not a safety room. It's quite an unsafe room actually. Ends up in a mouse slug fight. Ooh, we take a smash. This could be a death. But no, mouse does not smash a second time. set with 13 HP still. Ox gets past first proto. Gets a cookie. That was... I don't know what that was on Brooke's side. There was a second slug just sitting there. And she tripped over trying to despawn a mouse. Yeah, or was she trying to auto-win the slug and it dragged an off-screen mouse in? That was gross. And now there's a mushroom. Oh, we janked the mushroom. I'm surprised that was a successful jank. It looked like she was getting caught on terrain trying to turn the way she wanted to. But we did manage to run away from that mushroom with the jank green swirl. Hank green, yeah. Meanwhile, Ox is through a brick road. Entering Pond Cave at 105.45, so only a 2-minute 45 delta at that point. And Brooke has had a pretty rough Pond Cave, so this is getting closer. Wow. Incredible stutter past that mouse by Ox. So while this is getting closer, Brooke is basically at the end though. Only the tent can mess things up now. Or a cave boy, I guess. Ooh, Ox gets red swirled by a mouse. Now has to also fight a slug mouse combo. That's true, there were the cave boys. Stupid monkey getting us red swirled again by more slugs. This fight shouldn't be dangerous, but it is a big waste of time, and Ox has no time to waste. This is going to let Brooke use safer strats for the tent. Ox now in the third room, having some bad despawn luck. Come on now, this is ridiculous. That was 6 door despawns, I think. Oh, that was, that didn't look planned, but, good thing it worked out. Bubble Monkey green swirling that shroom would have decided that it wasn't stuck after all. I don't even think that was jank. Because the monkey did run up into, the backside of the mushroom, like, that would be a legit green. But as a jank strat, yeah, that was absolutely jank, if that was intentional. Even if it wasn't, honestly. Alright, so our runner's about a whole Skyrunner cutscene apart. Eating your skip sandwich. We're going to the drugstore for a safety save. That way, if tent goes bad, we can get our VVR back. By doing a soft reset. With the lead she has, it's a safety strat that totally makes perfect sense. Ooh, little doggo tried to jump her. Go back up here, despawn. She's got to take her known safe path. Defend BBR. 530. Almost enough, not quite. Jeff goes down. That's less level up text. And 10th is down. That's going to be GG for Brooke. $112 even. So Brooke will be advancing to round 2. Her opponent in round 2 has not been decided yet. It'll be the winner of the race between Rain and Shooky T. Oh no! Was there a fly that Ox ran into? I didn't even see it. Oh, this is gross. Jeff is down. You know, I was gonna say that this race was really kind of decided by the fact that Brooke survived an ant crit and Ox didn't. But I think that if that hadn't happened, this might have also, this little encounter here might have also decided things. Of course, we'd be on completely different RNG by this point, but, you know. So now Ox is at the tent with no BBR. She does have fire though. She does actually have the damage to finish this fight if she doesn't get murdered. Oops, accidentally bashes with Paula. Teddy Bear did his job. Ooh, we did not have enough damage. We are on prey strats now. And now we're all asleep. Oof. Oh, we need some PP or damage or something. Oh no, that's... Well... Unless Ness can bash this out. You're 11 damage away. Wow. GG Ox. Way to clutch it out. Thank you. Thank you for participating in the tournament this year. And thank you for sticking out this race to the end. That was quite the finish. Don't go away. We've got another race coming up tonight. It's going to be that race between Rain and Shooky T. Winner of that race will be facing Brooke in round 2. Also, this mouse loves you. Yeah, you did great, Ox. It was wonderful having you this year. Okay. Yeah, stream is going to drop as we swap restreamers. So we'll see you all in a moment.